What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Gage, and today I have a very exciting video for you. I got my hands on the Legendary Dex 2. I'm very excited for this product. I've always been interested in it. It came out about 3 to 4 years ago now, and it was very expensive, well over $100. And recently, Konami has been doing re-releases of some of their older products, and this is one of them that got the treatment. So it is back at retail value, which is much more reasonable. And I thought, hey, I've always wanted to open it, and what a great way to start off my very first unboxing, but to do it with something like this. This is an iconic set. It's got Joey's deck, Yugi's deck, and Kaiba's deck. So it just seemed like it was the perfect way to start us off. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the unboxing. So what do I have to say? These decks are very, very iconic. I'm really a fan of a lot of the cards that they give you. Some of the choices for the different rarities that you get with this box are a little questionable, but I think for the most part they did a fantastic job at choosing some of the most iconic cards to give high rarities to. So, and just look at this. The box looks fantastic. All gold. I'm definitely going to be holding on to this. Probably going to use it to hold commons and things like that. But yeah, let's go ahead and open it up. And I guess we'll start off with the promo pack. So the promo pack, you get 3 of the exact same card in every one of these sets. And we have a Dark Burning Attack. So this one, it's okay. I think I like the artwork more than the actual ability. You have, if you control a Dark Magician Girl, destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls. You know, it's just a worse Raigeki, because at least with Raigeki, there is no restriction that you need to have a Dark Magician Girl on the field. It's a shame. I really love Dark Magician Girl, but she's just not very competitive. But I think that if you are playing a Dark Magician Girl deck, this is kind of a requirement. Dark Burning Magic. It is a quick play spell that says if you control no monsters whose original names are Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl, if you control monsters whose original names are Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl, destroy all cards your opponent controls. This one is definitely a lot better because it can just destroy everything from spells and traps to monsters. It's, you know, the fact that it's a quick play spell allows you to do it on your opponent's turn. And of course, it has the Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl on it. That is just a sexy card. So definitely going in my binder. And then a card I have already but have not had in this rarity, Eternal Soul. Definitely going to be adding this secret rare card to my Dark Magician deck. It is the literal heart and soul of the deck. And yeah, it is just a fantastic card. Big drawback, but one of the best cards to play.
That's really funny.
Okay, so I think I'm going to start off by opening Joey's deck. Let's hope I don't have too hard of a time getting in here. Oh, okay, that wasn't too bad. All right, and we start off with the Black Stone of Legend, essential for if you are playing a Red Eyes deck. Unfortunately, it isn't the most competitive deck at the moment, but if it gets some decent support, this is definitely a card you should consider running. Return of the Red Eyes. Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. Funny enough, I play this card in my Dark Magician deck because it just requires 2 level 7 monsters. And it's fantastic because not only can it not be destroyed by card effects while it has Xyz material, but each time your opponent activates a card, they lose 500 life points. So sometimes that's enough to just burn your opponent because it means they only have 2 or 3. Usually you want to do a lot of damage and then bring him out, because then your opponent, all they have to do is activate 2 or 3 cards and they essentially kill themselves. So, very good card. And then Red Eyes Black Dragon, there he is. I would have liked if it was the original artwork, the one that came with structure deck, the one that came with starter deck Joey, but this artwork is pretty cool. It's also not a holo, and so that's what I was talking about. Some of the different rarities are questionable, but still a very iconic card nonetheless. Red Eyes Black Flare Dragon, Red Eyes Archfiend of Lightning, Red Eyes Retro Dragon, Black Metal Dragon, Axe Raider, very iconic card from the anime, along with Alligator Sword. Joey always used to like to bring him out. And Baby Dragon. Yep, that is pretty much the epitome of Joey in one card. He always brought this out and brought out the Time Wizard and then brought out Thousand Dragon. It was kind of his go-to combo. Jinzo, still a very decent card. Being able to basically shut down traps is still very relevant even in today's metagame. So the fact that Jinzo is still seeing play today is a testament to how crazy some of the cards in Joey's deck still are today. We have Goblin Attack Force, Gearfried the Iron Knight, Rocket Warrior, Blue Flame Swordsman, and Time Wizard. There he is. Joey was always a gambling man, so even though this requires a coin toss, it somehow always worked in his favor. And sometimes not even in his favor, because I think in the anime, he tried to use Time Wizard to age the Dark Magician to the point where he didn't have, he wouldn't be able to battle anymore, but he ended up aging him into the Dark Sage. So kind of worked against him in that in that battle. That was ridiculous. Phoenix Gearfried, Gemini Summoner, Blaze Wing Butterfly, Dark Valkyria, Command Knight, Valkyria Knight. I'm going to try to speed through some of these so that we can get some of the other cool cards. Keeper of the Shrine, Inferno Fire Blast, Red Eyes Fusion, Cards of the Red Stone, Polymerization, Salamandra, Scapegoat, Foolish Burial. Still a really good common. I think there's so many decks out there that can just utilize sending a card from the deck to the grave. There's a lot of strategies that revolve around just having this. It's a very powerful effect, which is why this card is still at 1. Don't think we'll ever see it come more than that. It might be a little too broken. Roulette Spider, Supervise, Mystical Space Typhoon, but does it negate? Symbols of Duty, Red Eye Spirit, Kunai with Chain, Call of the Haunted, Torrential Tribute. I used this on one of my friends the other day, and he was like, why are you playing that? Because it worked. Burst Breath, Curse of Anubis. And there is our first fusion, Archfiend Black Skull Dragon. Really cool artwork. I don't think he is actually all that reliable to bring out onto the field, but if you do manage to pull it off, good stats. Alligator Sword Dragon. And there is the Joey token. I like that these are ultra rares. That is actually really cool. I'm going to definitely put him in the binder. This is a really good card. All right, and that is it for the Joey deck. So I think that let's go into the Kaiba one next and save the Yugi deck for last. This was it's funny because around the time that this set dropped, Blue Eyes was actually meta and was competing in the World Championship. I believe the World Championship actually came down to 2 Blue Eyes decks facing off against each other. It was pretty wild. All right, so we've got Maiden with Eyes of Blue. Very beautiful card. I'm going to separate these. Melody of Awakening Dragon. There he is. Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. It's one of the most iconic cards. I don't necessarily think he's worth bringing out for needing 3 Blue Eyes as materials. And I always thought it was weird that his attack was only 4,500 and didn't like gain the attack of each of the Blue Eyes. I guess that would be pretty crazy if you could, but still a great card. And yeah, very beautiful as well. And there is Blue Eyes himself. Again, they didn't make it into a higher rarity. It's just a common. It does look a little weird, but I am glad that they used the original artwork. I do love the starter deck Kaiba version of this because that's the one that most people know. And there is another artwork for Blue Eyes, and then a third. Blue Eyes White Dragon. I did think it was cool that they at least gave you 3. I mean, if you are playing a Blue Eyes deck, you kind of need 3. Dragon Spirit of White, still a good card to play in the deck, at least at 1. Kaiba Man. The White Stone of Legend. The White Stone of Ancients, still a very good card for the strategy today. Protector with Eyes of Blue. Master with Eyes of Blue. Battle Ox. La Jin, the Genie of the Lamp. Yeah, La Jin, the Mystical Genie of the Lamp. Sorry, I knew I said that wrong. I felt like his name was a little longer than that. Bourse Raider. Alexandrite Dragon. Blade Knight. Ancient Lamp. Tiger Dragon. Kidmodo Dragon. King of the Swamp. Rider of the Storm Winds. Burst Stream of Destruction. Beacon of White. I love that these all have, like, they might not be the best cards to use in the strategy, but it is still cool that they have Blue Eyes in the actual artwork. Beacon of White. Mausoleum of White. Polymerization. Enemy Controller. Shrink. Silent Doom. Ancient Rules. Trade-in. Very good card for the deck, especially since I believe in the modern version of the deck, you do have a ton of level 8 monsters, not only with just Blue Eyes himself, but with other cards that you would play in the deck as well. So pretty much trade-in is always going to be live. Where Art Thou? Pot of Dichotomy. Fusion Substitute. Unexpected Die. Negate Attack. Final Attack Orders. Shadow Spell. Cloning. Fusion Reserve. Jar of Avarice. And the first Synchro, Azure Eyes Silver Dragon. Still a good card to play, I think. First of the Dragons, the first fusion of the Kaiba strategy, aside from the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. But this one only requires 2 normal monsters, so it's a little bit more reasonable. And then there he is, Kaiba himself. Yeah, he is... It's still such a great card. I mean, it got him on it. It's got his smug look, and then, of course, Blue Eyes preparing an attack in the background. Like, what more could you want with a card? All right, I'm just going to clean that up. And now, last but not least, the deck I am most excited for, Yugi's deck. All right, so, as you can see, the very first card, Slifer the Sky Dragon. I always thought it was crazy because, you know, of course, Yugi, he's the pharaoh. He's kind of like the chosen one, literally chosen by the gods. And he, you know, as long as he had these in his deck, he was pretty much always going to win. So, but that's what I loved about him. He always had the coolest cards, and he always had that clutch comeback mechanic. So, yeah, gotta love the heart of the cards. So, the very first god card, Slifer the Sky Dragon. Obelisk the Tormentor, the one previously owned by Seto Kaiba himself. He always used to love to hit people with that Fist of Fate. So, yeah, he is awesome. And as you can see, these aren't the yellow, red, blue ones. These are the playable versions of the god cards. I believe that Obelisk is considered to be the best playable version of all 3 of the god cards. But he's still not really all that great. And then the Winged Dragon of Ra. So this was previously owned by Merrick. And yeah, if any of you guys have watched the Abridged series, you already know. And of course the original series as well. Yeah, I think that Ra is probably my least favorite of the 3. But all of the god cards are really cool in their own way. And then there he is, the legendary Exodia Incarnate. So, yeah, I love that they at least attempted to be able to make Exodia a more relevant and more usable strategy. He does definitely help the deck out a lot. It's just still not quite enough. But, man, fantastic looking card. I've got Ties of the Brethren. And then Obliterate. Yeah, wow. That is awesome. And it's got Exodia right on there. So what a better way to start off showing off all the Exodia pieces than with Obliterate. We've got the head Exodia the Forbidden One, right arm of the Forbidden One, left arm of the Forbidden One, right leg, and left leg. So we got all those pieces. We also have Exodia Necros. And then finally, the Dark Magician. Again, really glad that they used the original artwork. Still don't know why they didn't just make this like a super rare or an ultra rare. Still really cool to see him nonetheless. And then there she is, Dark Magician Girl, Buster Blader, Silent Magician level 8, Silent Magician level 4, the Tricky, Big Shield Gardna, Magician's Valkyria, Blast Magician, Blockman, Marshmallan, Sangin, Gold Sarcophagus, Swords of Revealing Light, Magical Dimension, Magicians Unite, Tricky Spell 4, Thousand Knives, Dark Magic Attack. Still a really good card to use in the deck today. It's essentially a Harpy's Feather Duster as long as you control a Dark Magician, so being able to destroy all spells and traps is still relevant. So, and it's searchable off Eternal Soul, which is also pretty good. You always have access to Harpy's Feather Duster. Contract with Exodia, Messenger of Peace, Dark Factory of Mass Production, Monster Reincarnation, Secret Village of the Spellcasters, being able to shut down those spell decks, very, very useful card. Pot of Duality, the Dark Magicians don't care about not being able to special summon that turn, so being able to take the top 3 cards of your deck and choose whatever you want sounds like a good deal to me. Mirror Force, very iconic card. Magical Hats, Magic Cylinder, Magician Circle, Backup Soldier, and Gravity Bind. And then there he is. Wow. Yeah, it is awesome to see Yugi with the Dark Magician. Again, just like with the Joey and the Kaiba, these having 2 of the most iconic characters just kind of side by side is just really cool to me. So yeah, thank you for sticking with me. That is going to be it for the unboxing. I am really happy that I finally got the chance to go through and have the opportunity to buy this product, because I don't think I would have, the price would have just continued to go up and up and up, and I would not have been able to purchase it had Konami not decided to do a re-release. So I do have plans for much more content to come into the future, from deck profiles to other types of product openings, so please stay tuned for that. And thank you so much. This has been Gage. Till next time.